Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to focus on breathing deeply. Now, the importance of breathing deeply is that it nourishes your body. It fills it with oxygen so you can use that energy to move your body strongly in your yoga postures. So when I say breathe deeply, I mean breathe not in your chest or your waist, breathe down to your belly. Try to slow your breath down because it helps to make sure that your body can get as much as it can from your breathing. So let's focus on that today. Come down into a kneeling position and then into child's pose. So have the toes together, knees a bit wider than your hips. Extend the arms forward. Place your forehead on the mat. If it's uncomfortable to have the elbows lifted, lower the elbows to the floor. If you can have the elbows lifted, you're going to work a little bit more strongly into your arms, back and chest. So slide your shoulders toward your hips. Draw your navel up and just bring your tail on your heels if you can. Now let's focus on the breathing. We're going to breathe in our back to start off with. So try to breathe deeply into your back. Now when you're breathing, try to count to 3 when you breathe in and 3 when you breathe out. Now lift up into cat. Walk your hands back, one hand print, so your wrists are under your shoulders, and walk your knees in under your hips. Stretch your fingers out and press your palms firmly down. Cat-cow pose. So let's breathe in, draw the navel up, round the back out, look at your thighs. As you lift up a little bit through the hands, so you're stretching right between the shoulder blades. Breathe out, cow pose, tuck your toes under, slide shoulders to hips and look forward. You should feel a squeeze around your mid-back. Breathe in, cat arch. Nice big breath into the back, feel it stretch and breathe out, cow pose. 3 more cat-cow poses at the pace of your own breath. One more cat arch and cow pose. Now tuck your toes under, keep them tucked under, lift your hips up, down dog. Walk your heels up and down and stretch the ankles and the calves. Just press your heel down long enough to get your ankle and calf stretch. Now lower both heels down. Bring your chest a little closer to your thighs. Now bring your shoulders towards your hips to free up your neck, so your shoulders are not around your neck but right away. And flatten your mid-back. Feel that stretch in the backs of the legs, and if your heels don't quite reach the floor, it's okay. Press the base of the thumb and the index finger into the floor so you'll feel the stretch, the work in the upper arms. So you should feel it in the back of your upper arms now. Take 3 breaths here. Now walk your feet to your hands. Let your upper body hang down. Bring your chin to your chest so the crown of the head faces the floor. Let's hold the elbows. Move the elbows from side to side. Let's stretch the back. Just work gently into the back. Have the weight evenly through the feet and the knees bent a little. Now lower your hands down, breathe in, breathe out, draw the navel in, squeeze the buttocks, knees bent, slide your hands up your legs. Lift your shoulders to ears, roll them back and down, and let's take another big shoulder roll. Beautiful. Now I'm going to turn to face you. We're going to start in a mountain pose. So let's bring those feet together, the ankles together. Lift the rib cage up, squeeze your buttocks, make sure your waist is firm and your thighs are firm. Lift your toes up, spread them out, place them down. Try to feel each toe pressing evenly down into the mat, just gently. Shoulders to ears, roll them back and down. And then stretch your fingers apart, reach them to the floor, try and reach down. Shoulders should draw downwards, and make sure you're looking forward. Balance your head on top of your spine. Let's take 3 breaths here. Eyes can be opened or closed. Now let's take a deep breath in, sun salute. Gaze up at your palms if you can, pistol grip. Index finger up, other fingers wrapped around each other. Look forward and breathe out, bend to the side. Breathe in to lift, breathe out to bend. Breathe in to lift and breathe out to bend. Now let's stay in this position for 3 breaths. Have your arms extended, push both feet firmly into the floor. Make sure your buttocks and waist are firm. Take 3 breaths. Right into the side of the body that's open. Then breathe in, lifting those arms up. Float those hands down, turn them into fists, place them in just above your lower back. Draw the elbows behind. Lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling, squeeze the buttocks, push the hips forward. Try not to let any pressure go into your lower back. Breathe into the belly. Chin to chest, most comfortable head position. Otherwise, gaze up or lower your head back for neck stretch. Make sure your neck is quite comfortable in those positions. 3 breaths into the belly. And then let's draw the spine up nice and tall, lift the hands up, breathe in, gaze between the palms of the hands, pistol grip. Continue to gaze at the palms of the hands, draw the waist in, start to hinge from the hips and bend forward. Keep looking at the palms of the hands, we'll start to feel a stretch in the backs of the legs. When you come down a third of the way, draw the waist in, round the back out and point your fingers towards the floor. Let's bend our knees now, release the hands and lift one heel up, place the palm over the heel and step down on your fingers. Let's lift the other heel up, place the palm over the fingers, over the heel and press your heels on the fingers. Lower your head down so the crown of the head is facing the floor and the chest is on the thighs. Now we're going to draw the navel up and lift the hips up. So if you can't stretch into the back of the legs too far, that's okay. So knees can be bent, or if you're quite flexible, you can get your hips up a little bit higher. Can you find the stretch between your shoulder blades? Let's breathe into that. Breathe deeply. Try 2 more breaths. Then take your hands from under your heels. Keep the knees bent. Bring your hands to pistol grip. Now start to straighten up your legs. Draw your waist in. Look forward at the palms of your hands. Start to lift up. Lift up. That's it. Beautiful. Reaching up and breathe out. Hands to chest. Deep breath in and out. Now bring your hands to your sides. We have a chair pose. So let's breathe in, lift up nice and tall through the spine, then breathe out, draw the waist in, sit back and lift your arms up. Make sure your chest is forward and the hips are far back so the toes are behind, the knees are behind the toes. Let's breathe in, lengthen the arms, breathe out, hands to chest in prayer. Let's twist to the right. You can have your elbow on your knee or level 2, elbow outside the knee, and then draw the hands to the center of the chest. Let's take 3 breaths here. Press the knees together, make sure one knee is not pushing in front of the other. If it is, you've twisted too far. Now forward fold, lift your hips up, draw your waist in. Knees can be a little bit bent, so if the hands don't reach the floor, just let them hang down. If they reach the floor, you can just walk up and down with your heels and release any tightness. That's it, beautiful. Now draw the waist in, sweep the arms back, breathe in, chair pose, wide prayer. Shoulders right down away from ears, chest lifted, hips back. Breathe in and breathe out, hands to chest and twist. Elbow on the knee, look sideways or elbow outside the knee, level 2, hands to chest in prayer. Let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe around the rib cage. If you can, breathe down to your belly, so you're getting a nice deep breath. And then forward fold, lift the hips up, let the upper arms hang down. Breathe into your back. And then sun salute, circle the arms back, deep breath in. Palms touch, gaze up, and then breathe out, hands to chest, thumbs to heart center. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Lovely. Give yourselves a shake. Now we've got 2 balances. We're going to start with an eagle balance and then a dancer pose. Both are quite challenging balances. So let's bring the feet comfortably apart and hands on hips. Pull the waist in, come into chair pose. Roll your right foot forward, cross it over the left. Toes are on the floor. Let's take a deep breath in, lift the arms up, then breathe out, arms forward, wrap your right arm around your left, elbows bent, hands on shoulders, level 1 hands. Level 2 hands, backs of hands together, or level 3, palms together, thumbs wrap around. Level 2 legs, foot to calf. Level 3, toes wrap around the calf. Now you can stay in this eagle position, or you can lower your elbows to your knee, draw the waist in. Now breathe around your rib cage, front and back. If you can breathe deeply down to your belly, bring your breath down there. Now breathe in, lifting up, unwrap your leg, kick it forward and place it down. Unwrap your arms, bring them down to your sides. Let's take a shoulder roll. Take a walk with your feet. Let's do that again to the other side. Roll your left foot forward, draw your waist in, cross your leg over, toes on floor. Take a deep breath in, lift the hands above lift the arms up to shoulder height, breathe out. Arms forward, wrap your left arm around your right, bend your elbows, hands on shoulders, level 1 arms, level 2 arms, backs of hands together, level 3 palms together. Let's look at those feet. Level 2, foot to calf. Level 3, wrap the toes around the calf. Staying here for your 3 breaths, or float your elbows down to your knee. Let's take 3 breaths here. Then slowly lifting up, unwrap your leg, kick it forward and float your foot down. Unwrap your arms, bring your arms to your sides. Walk your feet and take a shoulder roll. Don't worry if you're a little bit wobbly. Some days we're a little bit wobblier than others. Now we've got a dancer pose. So for the first one, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see more easily what I'm doing. So let's roll 1 foot forward. Soften your knee, give it a little bend to take the wobbles, and then lift your foot up, hold the foot. Now line your knees up, squeeze your buttocks, push your hips forward, make sure the hips are even, and that will help you balance. Lifting up your opposite hand, This is level 1 dancer. Level 2, draw the waist in, bend your standing leg and lean forward. Now you can go 45 degrees or just diagonally down or halfway down if you want to. Level 3, push the top of the foot into the hand to create a bow. Now take 3 breaths into your belly. Now line your knee up with the other one, float your hand down, then float your foot down. Beautiful. Let's take a walk with the feet. I'll turn around to the other side now. So we're going to roll the other foot forward. Now bend your supporting knee, nice firm waist, and lift your foot up. Hold the top of the foot with a hand. Squeeze your buttocks, hips forward, straighten your standing leg. Lift your opposite hand up. And level 2, bend forward. So bending your knee, lean forward, just diagonally or halfway down, whichever suits. Then level 3, push the top of the hand into the foot, or the top of the foot into the hand. Let's lengthen through the standing leg. Take 3 breaths here. Now lower your knee down in line with the other one. Lower the hand down, then release your foot, bring it to the floor, and let's take a walk with our feet. Facing to the front again. This time we're going to do a wide-legged stance. So let's bend the knees, draw the waist in, just like a small chair pose. Let's bring our hands to our chest. Breathe in, and then jump, breathe out. Bring your arms to a T position. If you don't wish to jump, heel toe your feet out or just step out. So let's toe heel our feet out a little bit wider and rotate the palms forward. Lift the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Firm up your buttocks. Deep breath in and breathe out. Bend forward, looking forward. Keep your shoulder blades hugging together. Soften the knees, and when you're halfway down, round your back out. Look between your legs, hold your ankles. Now some of the more stretchy people are going to have the crown of the head on the floor. If you're not one of those, then just keep your head lifted. You can hold your ankles or your big toes. Now draw your shoulders up, draw the waist up, bend the elbows. And let's notice where our hips are. We need to line those hips up with the heels. Now to do that, we need to notice where the weight in the feet is. If the weight is in the heels, your hips are too far back. If the weight is in the front of the feet, in the toes, you're too far forward with your hips. So bring your hips in line with your heels, and the weight should be even through your feet. Now lift your navel up a little higher, hips a little higher, let your upper body drop down just that little bit more. Take 3 breaths. Now release those toes and walk the hands forward. We've got a wide leg down dog. Draw the waist up, lift the hips, look between the legs. Now shoulders head towards hips and flatten your mid-back down. Hips should still be in line with the heels. Can we feel the weight evenly through our feet? And then we'll know our hips are in the right position. Let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe into your rib cage. Breathe deeply down to your belly. Now walk your hands back under your chest. Now pull up the waist, tighten the buttocks, lift the arms out to the side and hug shoulder blades together. Our arms are in a T position. Look forward, hinge back up to standing. Lift the hands above the head, breathe in. And breathe out, lower the hands down onto the lower spine. Let's breathe in, lift the chin, breathe out, bend forward. So when you bend forward, you're going to be looking forward and your spine will stay lovely and straight. Draw the navel in, round the back out. You can place your head on the floor if you're nice and stretchy. Otherwise, just reach your arms up to the ceiling with me. You can actually rest them on your lower back and keep them there, or reach your arms up a shoulder width apart. Stretch your fingers out, give your palms a big stretch. And level 3, press the palms together, interlock the fingers and reach the hands up to the ceiling. Now make sure your palms are pressed together or even close to each other. If you cannot press your palms together or get them close to each other, then just keep your hands in wide prayer so we can look after the wrists. Okay, let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe around your rib cage or breathe deeply right down to the belly if you can. Now lower your hands onto your lower back, look forward and start to lengthen the spine. Hinge up to a standing position. Bring your arms out nice and wide and heel toe your feet just a little closer, then jump in. Bring your hands down. Beautiful. Let's take a walk with the feet. All right, we're going to do some standing strength. So I'm going to turn around sideways and bring myself into a mountain pose. Well, let's take a deep breath in. Lift the arms up and breathe out. Bring the hands to the chest. Let's bend the knees. Rolling the right foot forward or the left foot forward. Lift your foot up and extend that leg back. Lower the heel down and let's lift our arms up and over. And we should be in a warrior 2 position. So lower the shoulders down but lift the rib cage up. The waist is drawn in, buttocks is squeezed. Chest and the hips face forward. Now let's just turn the head around to look over the front middle finger. Now have a look at your knee. Is it in line with the ankle and your front toes are forward? Now if you find that your leg is a little bit straight at the front, bring your knee forward in line with your ankle. If your legs are too wide, make them narrower. Now if your knee is beyond your ankle, you're going to really get an uncomfortable knee. So come back and widen your legs a little bit so you don't get that happening. So let's take 3 breaths here. Now we've got a hot triangle next, or a bent knee triangle. So we're going to breathe in forward as far as we can, then breathe out, and we want our arms in a T position. Tuck your chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck and keep it in line with the spine. Try to stack your shoulder blades up. Let's take 3 breaths here. Then lifting up, coming into proud warrior as we breathe in and breathe out, elbow to knee. Palm facing up, close your hand into a fist. Lift the other arm up and over in a diagonal. Now if we find our hip is lifted, let's try to drop it down. So the fingers, shoulder and the hip and outer edge of the foot are all lined up. Press the outer edge of the foot into the floor. Then squeeze your buttocks, tighten your waist. Lift your rib cage and lift your elbow. Now lower the elbow down just lightly and take 3 breaths. Then breathing in, lifting up, bring your arms up, and let's place the hands on the hips. Heel toe your back foot just a little closer. Turn your hips around to face forward and step your back foot forwards. Beautiful, let's do that to the other side. Now I'm going to turn and face the other way. So now let's take a deep breath in, lift the hands up above the head, And breathe out, hands to chest, bend your knees, just a little chair pose. Roll your foot forward, lift the foot up, extend it back, nice and long. Lift your arms up and over into a warrior two. Now just slide your legs a little wider if you need to. Make sure the knees lined up with the ankle and the toes are pointing forward at the front. Firm buttocks, firm waist, shoulders down and rib cage lifted. Turn your gaze to look over your front middle finger. Feel a stretch in the inner thigh, in the buttocks, and feel the pressure evenly through your feet. So make sure you're pressing the outer edge of the back foot firmly down. Take 3 breaths here. Right down to the belly. So let's breathe deeply, right down to that belly. Try to slow the breath down a little. Remember your count to 3. And then breathe in, reach forward, breathe out, triangle pose. So is the head in line with the spine, chin slightly tucked in, nice and comfortable. Arms in a T position. Stack the shoulder blades, keep the waist firm. Take 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Breathe in, lifting up. Coming to a proud warrior briefly and breathe out, elbow to knee. Palm facing up, close the hand into a fist. Lift the other arm up and over on a diagonal. If your hip is lifted, let's drop it down and get that beautiful line from the fingertips to the hip to the outer edge of the foot. So press that outer edge of the foot down. That's it, beautiful. Now we're going to activate our core muscles. So squeeze your buttocks, tight tummy, lift your elbow. Can you feel the rib cage working quite strongly? Rest the elbow down. Take 3 breaths. Okay, let's lift up. Beautiful. So hands on hips now and heel toe, your back foot forward. Rotate the hips and let's step forwards. Now we're going to do some more standing strength. So let's place our hands on our hips. Bend the knees, come to that chair pose position. Lift one foot up, push through the heel, and let's step back, but not too far. Lower the heel down. Turn your waist toward the waist and the chest sideways. We're ready for our triangle pose. So your feet are approximately 1 meter apart and your heels are lined up. Lift your arms up. Now squeeze your buttocks, tummy in, lift the rib cage and shoulders down. Turn your gaze over your front middle finger and let's breathe in, reach forward as far as we can. Now push your back hip away and we can go a little bit further and triangle down. Chin tucked in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Now try to line your arms up with your knee. Keep your arms in a T position and stacked. Nice firm buttocks. Take 3 breaths on the top side of your body as we stretch around the hip and the side. Now we're going to work with our aeroplane arms, rotate around and lift the arm up, rotating until your hand is outside the opposite leg. So this is our reverse triangle. Now if you can't quite reach there, put your hand on the floor or just rest it on your shin and squeeze your buttocks, draw your waist in and reach the other arm up to the ceiling or place it on your hip. Take 3 breaths. Then squeeze your buttocks, tighten your waist, bring your arms into that T position again. Nice flat back. Then lower the hands down on your shin and then lower your head down. Head to knee pose. Rest your hands very lightly on your shin. Otherwise, hands on the floor, head to knee. This is an intense stretch in the back of the front leg. Make sure your knee is soft, give it a shake. Then bring your front hip back and your back hip forward. Squeeze your buttocks together and draw your waist up. Take 3 breaths into your back. Now let's bring that breath down to the belly if we can, and encourage that deep breathing. Now squeeze your buttocks, tighten your waist, bring your hands to chest in prayer, look forward, lengthen through the spine and lift up. Beautiful. Let's place the hands on the hip, pivot the feet around to face the opposite direction. Now bring your hips and your chest to face me. We're ready for triangle pose on the other side. So lift your arms up to shoulder height. Firm buttocks, firm waist, firm thighs, rib cage lifted and shoulders down. Let's breathe in, reach forward as far as we can, push the hip out to the back. That's it, reach, reach, reach. And then windmill the arms into position, into a T position. Draw the waist in, squeeze the buttocks together. That will give you strength around the hips. So you can gaze up, you can look forward or gaze down at your foot. Just pick a head position that suits you best. Breathe into the top side of the body, 3 breaths. And let's take the arm on the other side of the leg, windmill. Bring your arms into aeroplane wings. So we're rotating our arms until the hand goes outside the opposite leg. Squeeze your buttocks together, tummy in, stretching into the hip. Take 3 breaths here. And then bring your arms into aeroplane wings, looking down at your foot now. So let's draw the waist in, lower the hands to your shin, or bring your hands to the floor. And adjust your feet if you need to. Chin to chest, head to knee pose. Bring the front hip back, the back hip forward. Let's try and straighten those hips. Squeezing the buttocks firmly. Take 3 breaths right down to your belly. Encourage that deep breathing again. Okay, squeeze your buttocks, tight tummy. Bring your hands to chest in prayer and lengthen through the spine. Then hinge yourself back up again. Take the hands to the hips, bend the front knee and step forward. Beautiful. All right, let's give ourselves a little shake. Now we're going to do a sun salute down to the floor. So standing forward on your mat, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling, squeeze the buttocks, nice firm waist. Take a deep breath in, sun salute. Breathe out, forward fold. Flat back, lengthen through the spine. Breathe out, forward fold, and let's step back to plank. Breathe in, breathe, and let's pause here. I think we'll do some upper body strength. Push through the heels, squeeze your buttocks, tighten your waist, and just lower your rib cage a little to soften the elbows. Look in front of your fingertips. You can be on your knees if you prefer. Take 3 breaths here, right down to the belly. Nice deep breathing. And plank to floor or bring your knees and chest down. Breathe in, cobra. Extend your arms. And breathe out, tuck toes under, lift the hips up into down dog. Now walk your feet forward and take a seat. I'm going to turn and face you. Extend the legs forward. I'm going to sit tall. So let's lift the rib cage up. Bring the toes forward. Lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and down. Hug your shoulder blades together at the back. Your waist draws in, rib cage is lifted. Now take your fingers, place them on the mat and just slide them back. So your shoulder blades hug at the back and you're working into your waist and your back. If you start working into your hips, bend your knees a little bit. Soften your knees. So you're working into the back and the waist mostly. Okay, let's take some deep breaths in the chest. Bring the breath down to the belly if you can for that deep breathing. Now let's take a deep breath in. Lift the arms up over the head. And palms forward, breathe out, draw the waist in. Let's lower the hands down, lower the shoulders down, draw the waist in, round the back out. And just come as close to your knees as you can. Tuck your chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. If it's comfortable for you, hold your big toes with your hands, but your elbows should be bent and the shoulders right away from the ears. You can also wrap your hands around your feet if you're quite stretchy. If you're at your furthest point, come back 10% so you're not overstretching. Now let's breathe down to the belly and the lower back. Nice deep breathing. Now walk your hands back to your hips and keep walking them back, palms flat on the floor, and bring your feet to the end position. Now lift your shoulders up, roll them back, and lift the chest up. Draw the waist in. Shoulder blades should be hugging. So this is your level 1 tabletop position. Level 2, lift your hips up. Squeeze your buttocks firmly so your knees, hips, and your shoulders are in line. Chin to chest for most comfortable head position. Otherwise, gaze up or lower your head back and get a neck stretch. So let's challenge ourselves while we're here by lifting one leg, extending it. Pause and hold. Now place that foot down and extend the other leg. Pause, hold, place the foot down, take 3 breaths into your belly. And let's take a seat. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips and drop your upper body forwards. Take a rest. Take 3 breaths into your back. Expand your back out as much as you can and feel the sides of your rib cage expand out with your breath. Walk your hands up your legs. And then let's extend one leg. Now you can either bring one foot to thigh or challenge yourself a little bit more by bringing that foot around the other way. So sole of the foot points behind. Knees can be together or come into the full hurdler pose by bringing your knee out to the side. So we're getting that inner thigh stretch as well as the stretch in the extended leg. So let's lift our rib cage up. Place the hands down. Pull the waist in, breathe out, bend forward. Hands can be on either sides of the calf, or you can place your hands around your foot or wrap your hands around the foot. Chin to chest, lengthen through the back of the neck. Let's breathe right down to the belly. Slow your breath down with a count. Back into deep breathing. Now walk your hands back to your hips and let's change legs over. Extend that leg forward. Now that knee can just be bent. You can sit in this position or bring the knee a little wider. Lift your hips up and sit down, toes forward. Rotate your rib cage to face your leg. Let's breathe in, lift the spine tall, breathe out, draw the waist in and walk your hands forward. Chin to chest, lengthen through the back of the neck. Now breathe down to the belly, back into deep breathing. Now of course you can hold your foot or wrap your hands around your foot if you're nice and flexible. Walk your hands back to hips and let's bring that back leg forwards. We've got a reverse plank, so let's slide our hands behind our back, place the palms down. Now we're going to bring our right foot just to the end position. Squeeze your buttocks, lift up and point your other toes to the floor. So this is our level 1 reverse plank. Deep breath into the belly. Now let's change legs. Deep breath into the belly again. Now let's extend both legs out. Squeeze the buttocks, keep the hips up. Look forward, gaze up or lower your head back. Take 3 breaths into the belly. Now lower your hips down, then walk, bring your right foot nice and close, or your right heel nice and close to your hip, and bring your toes forward. Now level 1, twist. Take your arm inside your knee and just hold the back of the knee. The other arm behind the back, rest on your fist, lift your spine up tall, and then twist to look in front of your shoulder. For those people who like a little more challenge, lean forward and wrap your arm around your knee, clasp your hands, and then draw your spine up a little bit taller, and then turn your gaze to look just over your front shoulder or your back shoulder. Breathe down to your belly, more deep breathing. One more deep breath. Beautiful. And release. Change legs over. Other foot into the end position, heel quite close to the hip. Arm inside the knee, hold the back of the extended leg. And bring the other arm behind the back, lift the spine up tall, waist draws in and turn your head to look in front of your shoulder. Otherwise join me in level 2. Waist draws in, lean forward, wrap your arm around your knee and the other arm behind your back. Lifting up a little taller through the spine. Breathe in and breathe out to twist. Deep breathing again, right down to the belly. Then release your hands. And now let's bring both feet to the end position. We've got a boat pose. So walk your feet a little closer. Come on onto the balls of the feet. Now lift the rib cage up. Hug the shoulder blades together at the back and the waist draws in. Start to lift your feet one at a time. Level 2 boat pose. Level 1 is just toes on floor. Level 2, feet up to hip height. And level 3, you can extend your legs to the ceiling. But do this only if you do not work too hard into your hips. Extend your legs if it's comfortable. And again, if you're working into your hips too much, just hold your legs. Let's take 3 breaths here. Down to the belly. And then lower your legs down. You can cross your legs, come forward onto hands and knees. I'm going to turn sideways. We've got a pigeon hip stretch. So stay in your cat pose, then bring one knee forward and slide the other leg back. So make sure your toes are forward and your heels lined up with your hip. Come down to your elbows and draw the shoulders away from ears. Now you can stack your fists and rest your head on top. You can also stack your hands and rest your head on top of your hands. And you can extend your arms with elbows lifted or elbows to the floor. Just pick something you're quite comfortable with, and let's breathe down to the belly. Before we do that, slide your shoulders away from your ears, so you're now working into your hip. Let's bring our breath down to the belly, into deep breathing, stretch into the hip with the breath. Take 3 more breaths. Okay, let's lift up again. Bring your front knee back and your other knee forward. Pigeon, other side. Line your heel up with your hip. And let's walk down to the elbows. Stack your fists, rest your head on top, or you can stack your hands or extend your arms forward. Slide shoulders away from the ears, firm up your waist, and breathe down to your belly. Deep breathing. Feel the hips stretch with your breath in. And 3 more deep breaths. And lifting up again, coming back onto your knees. Now we're going to walk our hands forward and lay on our front. Bring your arms to your sides, chin on the floor. Press your hips down, bring your tail between your legs, press your buttocks together. And let's breathe in, lift one leg, keep the hips pressed firmly down. Breathe out, lower it down. Breathe in, lift the other leg. Breathe out, lower down. Now squeeze your buttocks and lift both legs. Then lift your chest, lift your arms a little higher than the hips. Stretch your fingers and toes out. Look forward or tuck your chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Locust. Take 3 breaths down to the belly. And then lower your arms and your legs down. Now bend your knees. Make sure your knees are in line with your hips. Press your hips down, squeeze your buttocks firmly and stack the hands on the lower back. We've got a modified bow pose. So let's press the hips down, squeeze the buttocks, lift the knees, lift the chest and the head. Draw shoulders towards hips. Keep the knees as wide as your hips. Don't let them go out wide. Take 3 breaths here. Okay, let's bring those knees down, extend the legs, bring the hands under the chest. We've got a cobra, and then bring the toes together, knees wide, extend the arms forward. Now let's bring those hands by our sides in a child's pose. Now you can stay in the child's pose or you can place your palms over your heels. Draw the navel up, start to lift the hips up and lift your head up. Place the crown of the head on the floor so you're tucking your chin to chest a little, placing the top of the head on the floor, pulling your navel in, lifting up your hips as high as you can and breathe in between your shoulder blades. Can you find the stretch? There's our yoga stretch. This also lengthens out the lower spine and helps to stretch it. So lower yourself down, place your hands on the floor, draw your navel in and start to roll yourself up into a kneeling position. Now let's lean forward, cross the ankles and take a seat. Extend your legs forward. Now hands behind knees, lifting the rib cage up, breathe in, breathe out, navel to spine. Round your lower back out and walk your hands up the back of your legs. Let's walk the knees to the chest, one at a time. Give them a hug and don't try to pull them too close to your chest. Just rest the hands comfortably on the knees. Rock from side to side on the lower back. And just lifting your legs up, hold the backs of the legs, relax the shoulder blades down. Make sure the shoulder blades are flat, the waist is drawn down. You can even place your hands on the floor. Rotate your ankles 3 times one way and 3 times the other way. Knees can be bent. Otherwise, if you have nice stretchy backs and legs, the legs will lift up nice and straight. Nice firm waist. Keep that waist lovely and firm. Take 3 breaths down to the belly. Breathe deeply. Then bring knees to chest, toes stay together, hands come on knees. Draw circles with the knees. Keep those toes together, so circling out with the knees. This is a lovely massage for the lower back. Now change the direction of that circle. Then bring your knees wide, hold your ankles and soles of feet together. Draw your knees away from you, stretch into your hips. Flatten your lower back to the floor. Now lower your feet down in a butterfly pose and place your left hand on your heart center, right hand on the belly. If this is not a comfortable position for you, bring your knees together and walk your feet out as wide as the mat and stay here. Take 5 breaths into the belly, breathing deeply. Now extend your legs and bring your arms to the sides, palms facing upwards. Try to flatten your shoulder blades down. Open your chest up and just relax your fingers. Breathe into the belly and let any tension or tightness in the belly go. Let your thighs roll outwards so you can relax around your hips. And just scan from the top of the head right down to the tip of the toes to see if there's any other tight spots. And just breathe into them and let them go. Ask yourself why you're holding them tightly. Now you can turn this video off and stay here 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, as long as you're comfortable to relax. Now start to bring your awareness back to your body. Move your fingers and toes and bring your breath down to your belly. Expand your belly out, up towards the ceiling with each breath in. Then walk your feet to the end position, roll to your side and rest your head on your arm. Lift yourself up to a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap. Lift the rib cage up gently and just drop the chin down slightly, moving the head from side to side, just releasing any tension in the neck. And then lower the hands down. Breathe in as you lift your hands up over your head, palms together. Bring thumbs to heart center. Now focus on breathing into your chest and into the heart center. Now deepen your breath down to your belly. Fill up your chest, your shoulders and your back and breathe out. Take another deep yoga breath, breathing into the belly, into the rib cage, shoulders and back and breathe out. Take one more deep yoga breath. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in Yoga Stretch. If you like the video, please press like and make a comment. Please subscribe to my channel also and you'll get regular updates. Thank you for joining me.